Just gotta remain calm. You can unleash hell in a mere 30 seconds. Just remain calm while delivering this intro. You make your second World Series in franchise history. And in a mere 2 months, you trade your best player for prospects. Do me a favor, take 2 seconds to pack your trophy case and don't let the door hit your ass on the way out to Montreal for all I care. Stuart Sternberg, did you perform the sex on the Padres owner's wife? Because you're sure being awfully kind to him, shelling out Will Myers, Tommy Pham, and Blake Snell in less than 5 years. Did you also impregnate her, perhaps? I guess it would make sense, because all the money for player salaries is going to child support for her. I don't get it. Blake Snell got traded last night, late, so I didn't get to do a video last night. But I sure had thoughts about it. I sure got at least 1 hour less of sleep than I would have otherwise. Just thinking about the magnitude of such decision. I'm in pain. I'm clearly not feeling too well about this. So here's where I say leave likes, leave subscriptions. Sorry for being away for a little while. Just got kind of hectic with Christmas and whatnot. But I guess let's just get into it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the logistics of this, everything surrounding this trade. So here's the trade in its entirety here. Breaking news. The Padres have an agreement in place to acquire Blake Snell from the Rays. Sources tell whatnot and me. Luis Patino, Francisco Mejia, Blake Hunt, and Cole Wilcox would head to Tampa. So a one-player Blake Snell for the 5 grouped in there. Patino, Mejia, Hunt, or 4. Somebody said 5. 5 players in total. So here's what I think. Luis Patino is the number 23 prospect in baseball. Undoubtedly, has a lot of promise, has a lot of potential. And he actually did pitch last year. In fact, he threw 17 not great innings. They weren't particularly good. And he also did have, I believe, 2 games in the postseason for the Padres. I like his stuff. He's a good pitcher. He throws upper 90s with the wipeout slider. He limits hits. He did that in the minor leagues. He gets a good amount of strikeouts. Didn't really see that in the MLB, but again, didn't get too much time to work, so can't really judge based off that. Snell was fucking horrible. It is, first year or so in the big leagues. We saw how that turned out. And he has an issue with walks, so that's going to be an issue going forward. But that's a good get. Of course, that's a big prospect who could kind of fill in Snell's shoes at some point. He should be with the team probably in the rotation already next year. The other guys, I don't know too much about. Cole Wilcox, he's a right-handed reliever, number 7 prospect for the Padres. Their estimate on MLB.com is 2023, where he's going to be up. Then we have Blake Hunt, who's a catcher, number 14 Padres prospect. He's in single A. They expect him to be ready for 2022. And then, of course, Francisco Mejia, who's probably the one that you guys have heard of for sure, because he's been in the bigs for a few years. Did nothing with the Indians. The Cleveland baseball team, apologies, don't cancel me. Shipped him off to San Diego, where he did hardly anything. He did show some promise in 2019. He had an OPS of 730, but more or less he's a minus bat in a decent glove. Looked it up. He was 78th in caught stealing percentage at 17% in 2019. As a part-time catcher, he's never really been anything more. Was not good last year, and of course he got replaced when blanking on the name, but the catcher they got over from Seattle later on kind of replaced him, entirely and made him ship off. So we're taking Zunino, who of course is a stout offensive bat, who we did extend, by the way. Great job. I definitely agree with that $2 million spent. Hard to say I would not do the same. The production he had in 2020, immeasurable. So I definitely agree. So we're taking a 598 OPS hitter and replacing him with the 322. So upgrades, people, upgrades. So that's what the trade was. That's what we got. Like I said, I like Patino a lot. Otherwise, I don't really care. Blake Hunt, Mejia, 2 catchers. I think if more so than anything, they're kind of just shots in the dark. It was really for Patino, and it was really to get off of money. And those are kind of just extra guys. Maybe we can develop Lem, and maybe we could have a catcher hit above 200. Wouldn't that be something? Oh, we did with Darno, but we didn't get him. Oh, I forget. So let's talk about probably the main reason why Snell was traded was financial flexibility. So breaking down the contract to Blake Snell, this year he's due $10.5 million, next year $12.5 and the following 16, and I believe it is 2023 that he's an unrestricted free agent. So that's what they're getting off. Put these figures into your brain, okay? So the Rays had a $28.3 million payroll last year. Of course, that's prorated, would be more typically, but $28.3 million minus Renfroe and Morton, which is a fourth of that $28.3 million, plus Blake Snell, who made $3.2 million last year. So you would think we have money to spend. But Stu Stern with his wallet, as always, I'm sure is maybe. I'm not sure who we're even going to sign. We're going to sign somebody. Rarely are we completely quiet when it comes to the offseason. I'm sure I'll get some notification that, I don't know, we signed Joe Creedy or some shit for $1 million. Something to that nature I would expect. But over anything that really has my ass hairs ruffled, I guess would be this. This is not the first time that we've seen this exact same scenario play out. Happened almost the exact same way with one David Price, another Cy Young Award winner, mind you, where he wanted to stick around, he liked the culture or whatnot, or for some reason they wanted to play in a warehouse. They stuck around. And the Rays got him on a team-friendly deal where they could have made more elsewhere, but got a nice extension, preying on these younger guys getting their first big money in Major League Baseball. And you know how the Rays reward that? By basically proving that they're getting them on these cheap deals just to ship them out a few years later. What kind of fucking message does that send to the young guys? Brandon Lau, you guys locked him up for $24 million. 6 years, 24 total over those 6 years. He fell for the bait. What kind of message? Are we sure that this is going to be the same thing for Meadows, for Glasnow, for Arozarena? Are they going to fall into the same trap? Or are they finally going to realize this is what the Rays fucking do? They nickel and dime to death. They have you for as long as they need you, and as soon as they realize, you know what, we're not doing a damn thing to try to increase revenue, we're not getting any new players here, so we're going to have to get prospects, hope to God that they turn out, and ship off the ones that were loyal and took the cheap deal and send them somewhere elsewhere. Penny pinching only worked for so long. Were you watching in October? Did you tune into the postseason? Meadows, Lau, Adames, Wendell, they all looked like they pulled a Paul Pierce. They looked like they shit themselves at the plate because they were so scared to be in that kind of big pressured moment. Perhaps you'd want to get somebody with experience. You know who, tried and true, although he didn't have a good World Series, was the heart of really what led the Rays to any sort of postseason success this year. If it wasn't for him, they would have easily been bounced out. Not talking about Arozarena, I'm talking about Charlie Morton. Somebody who's been there. Somebody who they actually spent money with, and he's out of town. He's out of town. Are we going to get somebody? Are we going to spend any money? There's free agents that, oh boy, they would really help out. If we were to somehow land a guy like JT Realmuto, I would have a smile on my face and a hard cock in my hands. You best believe it. I don't know. It's just hard to have faith. Truthfully, what do I think about this trade? For what we got, I don't hate it. I think Luis Patino definitely has potential. In reality, he's actually a lot like Blake Snell. He's, different-handedness, but he's not too different. You know, they both have issues with walks. They're both strikeout guys. They both have a upper fastball with a wipeout breaking ball. They're truly pretty similar pitchers. So I think maybe they think Blake Snell could, you know, kind of be the same thing as Patino. We could get the same kind of output as him. But the problem is he's not proven yet. We only saw 17 innings at the big leagues. He's done some things in the minors. But oh lord, I could show you countless guys who've never amounted to anything despite great minor league statistics. But I'm truthfully not too upset about the trade in and of itself. I'm upset with how we're managing this and the message that we're sending to the young guys that are, you know, really the future of this team. Arozarena, Meadows, like I said, Lau's already extended, but Glass now. The guys that we need to buy into this shit, because we're not going to track free agents. Nobody's going to want to play in front of 14,000 people on a good day. So I don't know. It worked out somewhat for Price. We got Adames. It's hard to be too upset about that deal. But we're in a bit of a different situation. We were in the rebuild already at that point. We have a top Cy Young pitcher and a team that doesn't reflect the same talent. This time we do. We just made the World Series, and we gave the Dodgers a goddamn fight. But we'll see. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully, you know, things work out great. And hopefully the Rays move to Montreal or Orlando. Just get the fuck out of Tampa. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Of course, leave likes, subscribe again, like I said. And, yeah, just offer your opinion up on what you think. And good luck, Blake Snell. I'm always going to have lots of love for you. A different scenario with the Chris Archer trade. I was happy to get you out of town. Blake Snell, I'm sad to leave town. So, bittersweet. Best of luck, and Gomes out.